Okay, let's get started. We have a bit to talk about. Today's session is about marketing automation 101, how that can assist in converting clicks to customers. It does tie into the topic that I spoke about on Tuesday. With the goals for this presentation is the framework, getting more customers from our marketing. And the framework is related to that, which I spoke more extensively about it on Tuesday. Should be recordings of that session available, so you can just grab that. Then efficient spend of our marketing budget. How do you prioritize what we need to do? And then letting tech support the process. So I'm going to go a little bit more into how we automate these different things that we should be doing to convert more clicks into customers. Give some examples, but I'll tie it all together. But I will start off by looking at how we get more customers from our marketing, and that is slight repetition of some of the things from Tuesday as well. So here are some stats that lies a foundation. So this is our starting point. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. So that means that more or less half of salespeople don't follow up with prospects. So this is important because if we're going to convert clicks into customers, we need to attend to those clicks. So we need to have salespeople or automation or marketing automation that really nudges people beyond the point of just being a prospect. And 25% of salespeople make a second contact and then they stop. So quite a lot might be in touch, but then they stop following up on that person. And only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. And then you might ask yourself, why is that relevant? Isn't it just nagging to keep in contact and keep communicating with them, especially if they don't reply back? We tend to find that we don't feel like nagging. And that's one of the biggest reasons why people do not follow up enough. Because only 2% of sales are made on the first contact. And 90% of sales are made on the fourth contact and up. Which kind of leads to the question, what are your expectations to your advertising efforts? So are you expecting to put up an ad, go straight to buy it, and people buy it straight away? As you can see from these stats, that approach will probably lead to disappointment and waste of some marketing money. We're going to, again, a little bit later talk about how to prioritize that marketing money so that this is not the case. And as you might see, that has to do with following up on people and how we do it. And in the technical part or the automation part, I will speak about how to do that so you don't have to do it manually, but you automate it. Basically putting your business and your conversion process a bit on autopilot. So if that sounds good, we'll continue. A quick run through of what the customer goes through when they're buying compared to what you as a business need to focus on. As it seems, I did go through this in my session on Tuesday, so I'm going to go slightly faster through it today, but it's really important to understand that what your customer experiences and what their experience is different than what your business experience might be. And also your focus of what you need to do from a business perspective is dependent on where in the customer journey your customer is. So as we see, they don't convert straight away. They first realize that they have a problem or a challenge that they need to solve. And then they become aware of you as a supplier. This sometimes happens at the same time. If you have one of those ads that show you a product and the supplier at the same time. But generally, they realize they have a problem, and then they become aware of your business and other businesses as suppliers of that product or service. Then they move into a consideration phase where they consider not only you as a supplier, but they also consider their overall problem. Is this actually a problem? Is it worth spending money on? What is the value of having it solved? So the consideration phase is really not only about you as a supplier. That is something we have to remember as a business when we are going to do our conversion automations, is that we also need to emphasize on the problem that they had and making them or remind them that it's important to have that solved. When they have considered for a while, and I'm saying for a while, they go to the decision phase. Then in the decision phase, they decide who they're going to buy from and if they're going to buy. So we can't force them to make a decision if they don't find it worth it, but we can nudge them in that direction. Then they go to, when they purchased, we go to the retention and loyalty stage. This is where you get clients to buy again. They come back to you and become loyal ambassadors of your brand, ideally, if we do our job correctly as a business. So as a business, in the problem and awareness phase of the customer journey, we need to focus on collecting leads. And I'm going to a little bit later give examples of what you should use your tech for in your collection process. When we talk about collecting leads, we divide it into targeting, attracting, and capturing. So we need to target the right customer, place attractive content or lead magnets in front of them, and we need to capture their details. If we do not capture their details, we will not be able to communicate with them in their consideration phase. So in the consideration and decision phase, we're focusing on the actual conversion. So this is really one of the main areas of this presentation as well. But we have to have the other elements of lifecycle marketing in place because there's no one to convert if we do not collect. So converting clients is about engaging and nurturing with them, building trust relationships, reminding them of the benefits of you as a supplier for the solution that they're seeking to their problem. And also validate their problem that is worth spending money on solving. We also need to offer and close, and I'm gonna also mention some automations done that you can do in that regard to make sure that you don't just communicate with them, but you're also closing them as becoming customers. In the retention and loyalty phase, we need to focus on creating fans. This is the most underutilized marketing section for most companies. It's really easy to automate processes. And as I said, we're going to get to those processes that you can automate. Really not any rocket science in that, but it really enables you to get more value out of your existing customers. So the focus here for you as a business should be to deliver what is expected, impress by adding something extra that was unexpected in a positive way, and multiply, which would be things like repeat sales, upsells, recommendations, referrals, those things. Very recommended to automate these things, because most business owners like to focus on that purchase, and that purchase is the pivot point. But all the stuff that happens after is really, really valuable. I like to compare this to building a relationship. So a normal physical relationship in the real world, or a virtual relationship for that sake. We get to know someone and we might exchange email addresses or Zoom accounts or phone numbers, whatever it is. So we meet each other, and then over some time we get to know each other better. And like in a relationship in the real world, people eventually get married, and we can compare that to the purchase decision. The people decide to get married and they get married. Now, the marriage doesn't really end the moment you get married. You don't jump on to the next concept. That's really where you can get the value out of that relationship. So this is so I like to compare that the rest of your life with the retention and the loyalty, where you really build a lot of value that just keeps on giving. Also have a graphical overview of this where we see that these things are tied into each other. So creating fans is a really important pillar here, ties into both converting clients. So it's making it a lot easier to convert clients when you have previous clients talking nicely about you. So that's why these reviews and feedbacks from real customers are so important, because you can use them as real case studies or just having them as Google reviews. And I will show you how to automate that. So it really, really adds a lot of value to your conversion process. And it also adds value to the collecting leads, because a recommended lead, if someone has been recommended to contact you, is a lot easier to convert. And this session is about converting. It's about optimizing this middle section about conversion. And we see that both collecting leads feeds in that way, and also creating fans feeds in that way. From both sides is important to have activities to be able to convert clients. So it's not seen in isolation that, oh, I'm going to write 10 emails to convert clients because Ines told me that you need more than 4 contacts and I'm going to do 10. You can't see it completely in isolation. The stuff you do on the multiply and the capture plays a big role in here as well. If you don't capture them, there's no one to send those 10 emails to. And those 10 emails are going to be a lot better if you can have statements from previous customers. I'll share this resource on Tuesday. I will share it again. This is a mapping guide. If you download this, you can map out what your customer journey looks like at the moment. So you can look at what are you doing at the different stages of the customer life cycle. So it's a free resource. Feel free to download it. And it will go through every single step of the life cycle that I went through now in the first sections. And you can really see where you're at. If you're on a path somewhere, you want to improve something, you need to understand where your starting point is. This is going to help you find your starting point. And from there, you can create your visions and ideas for what to do next. But we're going to talk about that in our next section, which is about efficient spend of your marketing budget. So this is about, now we know, and we sort of know what we need to do. We need to implement strategies along the whole customer journey, collecting leads, converting clients, and creating fans. But now how do we do this? Because it's not necessarily done in that order. And this is what we call the lifecycle marketing priority path. This priority path is the one that we use when we work with our clients on creating their marketing, what they should be doing within their marketing. We look at what they have. First, do that mapping that I shared the resource with you. And from there, we look at this priority path. So this is a valuable one. First thing I want to point out, and I'm going to get back to it, is all the way at the end here of the priorities is to generate new traffic to the website or to a landing page, etc. So the first thing that we do is to see, do you have any existing contacts, any previous people that have purchased from you, anything at all? For a product that is launching as a new product, or a service that is launching as a new product, we always recommend to people to start, even before you're ready to sell, to start building your lists of potential clients. Start generate interest for what you have. And that is so that when we get started, you already have people to engage with. So the first thing we look at is existing contacts. How can we utilize these existing contacts? What can we do with them? How can we re-engage them and make them excited about our business or our services? So it's people that have already shown some kind of interest for what you're doing. So this is a really low-hanging fruit. Recommend automating some emails in here. Really, really cheap way of market to these kind of people. So when I also note, when I say sending emails and using automated email marketing, I'm talking about targeted emails that are customized for your specific audience. So your segmentation is important here. We need to understand who you're talking to so that you can customize the content to actually engage. So we're talking about engaging, not just spamming. Very important. Then we have capturing leads from existing traffic. So whatever you are doing today, we have to make sure that you are capturing those leads in a very efficient way. The worst thing for a business is to have various Excel lists floating around, sticky notes, your Outlook contact list. Email providers are generally not very good places to store your contacts. So capturing leads from existing traffic is something we very often have to start with this early. That would be things like connecting. So first of all, implementing a CRM for you if you don't have one. I will talk about that in the tech section. So when we go over to how to do these different things. But we want to make sure that we capture leads from your existing traffic through all web forms on your website. If you're running Facebook ads, Google ads, LinkedIn, TikTok, landing pages, web shops, wherever it is that people get in touch with you, we want to make sure that all of those leads are efficiently captured in your CRM system and that we know where they're coming from. So someone coming from an ad on Facebook compared to someone is coming from your web shop will be two different segments. So it's important that your CRM can segment those accordingly. You will communicate very differently to them. And we will look at how to very easily do that with automation in that section. Then we look at your engaging and nurturing with all of these leads. So existing leads, new leads, how are we communicating with them? What are we communicating with them? And is that efficient? I see there's more people that have joined. You are free to pop your questions in the Q&A. There's a Q&A section. I believe the chat is disabled, but anything you have, comments, questions, whatever it is, pop it in the Q&A and I will attend to that as we go. I will also open up for questions in the end. So when you have your nurturing in order, usually a bit of work here because this is in the conversion stage and a lot of people don't have this. Seems like the chat. Oh yeah, chat is actually open now. So I'll keep an eye on that as well. So I will, we normally work quite a bit in the engage and nurturing phase. Some people love to do this and other people hate to do this. So it's really dependent on where you're at. This is where you can get help from copywriters. We also help a lot, help our clients to do this kind of stuff. So that is an important step. Then we look at the customer experience. How is the delivery experience? Are you impressing your clients? Remember, we need to both deliver and impress them. So deliver what they expect. Are we delivering what they expect? What are the expectations? Because that, again, might be different than what you think. And what are you doing to impress them? Are you giving them extra information? Are you giving them a discount on their next purchase? Are you having exceptionally great customer service? So what are you doing to deliver that customer experience? Again, very easy to automate simple processes here to make that experience be tenfold of most others. Then we make sure that we ask happy customers for referrals and upsells and stuff like that. Again, very important to automate for a couple of reasons. First of all, once someone has purchased, the first thing you want to do is not always to ask that awkward question of getting a referral or a review. Another thing is that the same as I will ask that question. I will get to that question in the chat. That is in the chat. Yeah, so you want to automate it because the same as people purchasing it takes. So I did mention in the beginning that people take 90% of people buy on the 4th contact and up. The same or something similar is for getting those reviews and referrals. It's generally not a priority for your customers to give that to you. So even if they are super happy, they usually need to be reminded. And I'm talking from experience because it happens again and again internally for us as well. We ask our clients for these referrals and we see that they don't necessarily, actually very seldom, reply on the first request. So then we have automated process that asks them again if they haven't submitted anything. So Florence is asking, why is it important to impress customers? Can you throw some more light on how to automate this process? Yes, automation of it, I will get to in the after this. Why it is important to talk briefly about this in the beginning. You have to stand out. So just delivering something is expected. If you're going to create fans, so impressing your clients is about creating fans. So in the lifecycle marketing is that last section that is going beyond, above and beyond to get those referrals, reviews. People that are impressed by your services are more likely to take that initiative to give you that feedback compared to someone that just bought from you. So, and it's really, doesn't really have to be very complicated. It can be depending on what your business is, but I'm going to come with some specific examples of that as well in the next section. Then after asking happy customers, which you're now impressed, so now you're going to ask these happy customers for referrals and upselling. Another thing that I haven't mentioned here, but we do recommend to automate as well, is first figuring out if people are happy or not. So we have this templated campaign that we give to our clients that first asks if they're happy or not. If they are happy, then we automate the process to ask for that referral or review. And if they're not happy, we immediately send a message to customer service to make them follow up immediately. Having great customer service and correcting a bad experience can be your biggest impress factor. Turning around an unhappy client will very often create great fans. And again, it's just to follow up quickly and solve the query quickly. After that, we look at the purchasing process. Is it easy to purchase from you? And we do recommend having someone external to look at this. External doesn't have to be that you have to pay someone professional, but your neighbor, sister, grandmother, partner, etc., will not give you a very objective opinion of your purchase process. And for yourself, you will be way too subjective to do that because you have created your purchasing process. So you need to have someone that is objective and knows what to look for. People don't have patience. So if you're creating the smallest obstacle in the purchase process, you are losing out on sales. So it's really, really important to look at how that purchase process looks like. How many clicks is it? How many options are you giving? Are you offering the right thing, the right time? How is that process looking like? Then when you have all of this in place, then we look at generating new traffic to your website or to your landing pages or to your purchase pages. Now, and the reason why this is at the end is because you have your conversion process in order. You have everything in order so that when you spend money on generating new traffic and new leads, you have things in order to convert them. So it's really, really important to not think of that as the first steps, which many do, but to understand that it's a part, there's a part that sort of fills the funnel, but if there is no funnel, no one will come out at the end as customers. So this priority path is really, really important to understand. As like I said, this is the one that we use when we work with our clients as well. So let's get into the tech part of it and the automation and how to automate different processes at different stages of this lifecycle marketing. So this section I call Let Tech Support the Process. Now, automation can be used for many different things in your business. It can be automating lead capture, can be automating emails, it can be automating internal processes. Can be a lot of different automations out there. So I'm going to give some examples. And if you have any specific questions around that, feel free to ask. But I'm going to have a few examples per life cycle stage. So in the collecting leads section, so collecting leads is about targeting, attracting, and capturing. For targeting is important. Targeting is important because you need to know who you're talking about. It's not necessarily something that you automate, but by having a CRM, you can create segments that can be your target groups based on certain things. For example, everyone that connected through this campaign on LinkedIn should be receiving this and this kind of communication. For example, hey, reaching out as we connected on LinkedIn, would like to set up a quick chat with you, for example. So very important for the collecting lead stage is to have a CRM in place. A CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. And there's a lot of CRMs out there. We work with multiple CRMs at Pine3 Marketing, but we tend to recommend one called Keep. They have a couple of different versions, and they're also sponsors of this conference. So they have a special deal. I will get to that, but I'm going to go through everything here first. So a CRM is really, really important to be able to segment your contact, to be able to have everyone collected one place, so you don't end up with these spreadsheets, sticky notes, email inbox, all of that kind of stuff. So this is important for managing your business. If you don't have one, you're really stagnating your business. Every time we implement a CRM for a customer, or let them have a CRM, Keep's actually quite easy. They have a lot of self-training, so we often don't even need to help people set it up. But every time we make it obvious to the client how many leads they were missing out on, because it becomes very obvious when they are collected in their CRM system. So we like to, just as an extra bonus, go in and point out to them different leads that have come in and just double check that they follow up on them. And very often, a lot of them are missed if they don't have notifications. So we then also, again, make sure that you have notifications, so you know when you have your leads coming in. Then so we can use, as I was touching on, segmentation to attract. So we can segment contacts and attract them with much more specific offers, much more specific content, really, really be much more relevant to them. And then we can use forms and landing pages. So in, for example, Keep, many other of these CRMs as well, they have built in awesome. You can just touch on the Monahang, you can touch on the recording later. Forms and landing pages. Forms can be, so for example, you have a form builder in Keep, and you can see the example up here. Here's an example of a form that someone can put either on their website, they can put it on their social channels, they can put it in their link trees, they can put it anywhere, where there's a form to book a 30-minute free consultation. So this Keep also has an appointment booking feature, for example. But someone can contact you to book a 30-minute consultation in this example, and by them filling out that form, automatically the CRM, the contact is created in the CRM, an appointment is booked, and they got an automated email saying, hey, click on the below. Actually, it's not booked yet, I see, according to this example. Click on the link below to schedule your free consultation. So they can book a time that suits them, but it's obviously synced with your calendar. So you can adjust what you want to make available, and it will make sure there's no double bookings and things like that. Then on the CRM record, they will be created, and there might be tasks generated for you to follow up, etc., etc. So that is an example of a form. The same thing with landing pages. Landing pages are great because they can be really targeted and relevant to the segment that you're trying to approach. So the attraction and the relevancy of them is so much better than sending them to a general website where there's either overload of information or not enough information or not targeted enough. So I have an example. We had a client that was an accounting office, and we ran 2 different campaigns at the same time. One for hairdressers. So accounting the service was the same, but the landing page for the hairdressers. So now when we run ads, we targeted hairdressers, had a little bit more hairstyles in it, a little bit more pastel colors, stuff like that. And the text was talking a little bit more to hairdressers specifically. Then at the same time, we were running accounting for construction businesses. Now the hair pieces are changed for more construction pictures, and the colors go more in the yellows, orange, and blacks, which is more the construction type of colors. And the verbiage is, again, a little bit more, it's less hairdressing and more construction. So those landing pages allow the content to be much more relevant than to send the lead straight to your homepage where you're talking about your general accounting services. So landing pages are super relevant when you are collecting leads. Keap has a built-in landing page builders, lots of templates to use, so you really don't have to be a designer to do any of this. Then on another thing you can do in the collecting leads phase is that you can automate the delivery of any lead magnets. So if you're having free ebooks, free resources as to attract people, you can automatically have those delivered and tracked through automation. So it will be similar to this, that when someone downloads a form or submits a form to get access to your free ebook, a CRM record is created, and automatically they receive an email with whatever they were promised. You don't have to register this person in your CRM. They automatically get their lead magnet sent, and they are looked after. Also, from a compliance point of view, you need to have control of your data. So I just added that in. I know that can be boring, but it's something that is just there for you or to help you with when you do have a CRM system, and also make sure that you have approval to send stuff to people. In the converting clients, engaging, nurturing, offering, and selling. We looking, and from a tech and automation point of view, we're looking at setting up and automating sales pipeline. So I have an example down here for a very, very simple one, how that might look like. So you can have multiple pipelines, as you can see here, sales pipeline and work in progress, the tabs. And in the sales pipeline, I've just divided into 3. I have leads, qualifying, and won. Now I can have so that when someone fills in a form, they're automatically created in the sales pipeline as well, if I want that, of course. And then I can drag and drop. I just literally drag these blocks from the one to the next, and then I can have automation. So when a lead is coming in, I can have that a task is automatically generated for me to follow up on them or to phone them, or a salesperson to phone them. And then say there's a voicemail, I can just automatically have I try to phone your email sent to them. Sales pipeline overview automation, really, really beneficial. Also during the qualifying, following up on proposals, very, 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 very relevant. So once someone is in the qualifying stage, or maybe there's a stage called proposal, I can automatically follow up on that proposal with a specific frequency that I decide for myself. So I don't have to remember to follow up on it. So it saves me a lot of time. And generally by having this pre-designed, your follow-up is going to be a lot more thought through. It's not going to be that, hey, I wondered if you saw my proposal. Hey, when can I expect a reply? It's going to be a lot more value. You can add more content to it, so that you're nudging people to make that purchase decision from you remember, they're considering they're in the consideration stage and the decision stage. They are considering, are you the right supplier? They might be comparing you to others. Remember that. And do they actually need this? Is their problem big enough? So that is important. So there's a couple of automations that you can do within the sales pipeline. And then in the next one, I kind of come to what you can do when you're going to create the fans. You can know your potential customers because you have done segmentation, so you know what they're interested in, which channel they came from, so you can really automate based on that, as different paths. So it could be based on where they came from. So in this example with this person in the picture at the top here, here's an example where we send them an offer to join a webinar. And it might be in the qualifying stage because we're nurturing them. So you might have an evergreen webinar they can do. If they accept, so here's like an if. So it's a rule that automatically decides where they're going to go. If they accept the offer to join the webinar, or what was offered in the webinar, we send them an email follow-up based on the fact that they accepted. So we might send them the recording, send them the checkout page, whatever it is. If they rejected the offer, we will give them maybe a discount code. So now they didn't accept the offer, so they rejected. Now we might need to get that discount code to get them to close. So depending on how people react and interact with what you send them, you can automate what happens next. And that's a logic that you can do with a decent automation builder. And this is also why software that offers automation differs greatly. So as a lot of software can say, we offer email automation, but it can look very, very different. Email automation, we have touched on that. Various automation, you can have different types of automation. You want to build relationship and trust with your clients, like we're comparing it to that real relationship, real life relationship. We want to have contact points planned out. And by having this, we can see what works and what doesn't work. Have things in place. We can offer the right thing at the right time, like here, give a discount code. Just don't give a discount code. Right thing, right time. Landing pages for exclusive offers. So offers that you don't really want visible on your homepage, is going to be more exclusive. Put them on a landing page. Or landing pages for easy access to relevant info. Same as my example with accounting for the hairdresser and accounting for construction. You don't really want them to go to the overall website. You can really target that communication so much better with landing pages. And you can build landing pages very, very easily in Keap. Making it easy to purchase. Again, understanding who you're talking to, and what is relevant for them to buy. Example up here again, this person wasn't ready to buy straight away, but just by giving them a discount code, maybe a 20% discount, now they're ready to buy, and they must be able to buy straight away, check out straight away. It must be very, very easy to buy. So a lot of different things within a conversion phase that can be automated. Communication is a biggie because, as we saw in the beginning, 90% of sales happens from the fourth contact and up. So we have to have valid quality contact points, and it's all related to this, building the relationship and building the trust to you as a supplier. On creating fans, deliver, impress, and wow. So one automation, here we have a pipeline stage called Job Complete. And then we created an automation that when a deal enters the Job Complete stage, then immediately send them an email and ask them for a Google review. So we can connect our Google reviews also into Keap, automatically send them a Google review, and we can track if they're given that review or not. Also, if someone has purchased a course, or like an online course, for example, we can automatically give them 50% off the next course. Now, they already bought something from you. You have that trust. So now you can impress them by upselling them to the next one. So why do we want to do it? We want to keep the relationship going, not that cold shut off. Oh, you became a customer, now you don't really matter. This is where we want to impress and we want to wow them. We can do that, for example, by supplying information and added value. Active complaint handling. So I was talking about that automation where you ask if someone is happy or not. If they're not happy, you immediately get to talk to them before they give you a possible bad review. And automating asking for these reviews and referrals, like the example up here to the left, really, really, really valuable. And I would say repeat this if they don't give the review straight away. Get those repeat sales and create that loyalty and get those recommendations. So once I've given maybe that Google review, this could also look asking for a referral, and even send them a form where they can do that. So that's some examples of what you can automate throughout the process. There's lots of different other things that I haven't even touched on that you can automate. I obviously can't mention everything in this presentation, but remember, it's lead capture, nurture and conversion, and creating fans. A lot of different processes within those. So we have a couple of templates that we give our clients, the ones that users keep, that they can just straight off the bat use these campaigns and just customize it for their needs. And there's also a lot of built-in ones in Keap. Now, Keap is a sponsor of this event. So we have managed to get a special deal from them for this conference, which I think is on the next slide. Yes. If you want to try, so if you have a CRM or if you don't have a CRM, after this, I'm going to show you a quick video as well. Hopefully the sound works. Let me know if it doesn't. But Keap has allowed us to get, compared to what they sell it for on their website, you get an overall half price of what they're selling it for the month to month. So there's no contract period. So it's a month to month, half price of what they have on the website. But there's not only the thing, they also have an additional 50% on that again for the first 2 months. So what it works out to be is 75% off for the first 2 months and then 50% off thereafter. So that is exclusive to this conference. You can grab that either by scanning or going to that link. Then you can get it. Also, just be in contact. I will have my email at the end, and we'll make sure that you get some of these campaign templates and getting all the support that you need and access to all the free resources that is available to get you up running on it. So that is, you will also find this, I think it's on the link in this session. And also, if you go to the exhibitors to Keap, you will find that link to that deal there as well. Then let's see. I'm going to play a video now just to show again. So this is a video on how you can use automation in your business. It's from Keap. So let me know if you can hear, and if you can't hear it, and be ready in the chat, and I will stop it. It is texted as well, so you should be able to see. And it's only 3.5 minutes.
From everyone at Keap, today we're talking about how can small businesses use automation. Howdy, I'm Derek Harju, and today we'll be talking about the ways your small business can use automation. To remain profitable and competitive, small businesses are investing more and more in automation technology and software, with sales and marketing being key automation areas. When you apply automation to your sales and marketing process, not only do you get more profit, but you get more leads, more customers, and better yet, more repeat customers. Marketing automation can help score and nurture leads throughout the sales cycle and boost conversions by targeting customers with the highest purchasing potential. New customers rarely purchase from a business the first time they learn about it, which is why marketing automations such as personalized email campaigns are vital to building and fostering client relationships. Through regular, thoughtfully crafted sends, you'll be able to encourage lead relationships and increase conversion rates. Follow-up emails sent to customers who browse your website. fill out a data capture, abandon their cart, or even write a negative review can help complete the potential transaction. Zappos CEO Tony Hsieh, in his book Delivering Happiness, explained that the best way to gain a customer for life isn't meeting their expectations when they're happy, it's exceeding their expectations when they're unhappy. Follow-ups and tailored communication let your customers know that you're there for them when things go well, but that you'll also be there for them when things go wrong. Let's say you've had an amazing month, best lead closure and purchase volumes you've ever seen. The very next month, everything seems to fall apart. Customers are leaving in droves, revenue is way down, it's a disaster. So what happened? Without automation in place to track the customer journey, you'll likely just be guessing, which is a great recipe for long-term failure. How long did it take the customer to make a transaction? How soon after reaching the website did they receive a follow-up email? What information did they submit to complete the purchase? Maybe they bailed on their cart, but at what part of the process? Did they click away? What marketing assets are leading to the highest conversions, and which ones are bringing customer engagement to a screeching halt? With simple automation, you can see critical data on your customer's journey and make intelligent adjustments to keep your leads engaged, closed, and nurtured month after month. Still unsure where to apply automation created by software like Keap? Here are just a few of the top performing areas being automated by successful small businesses as we enter 2020. Routine communication, data entry, billing, basic paperwork, appointment scheduling, employee hiring, training, TV VCR repair, or get your degree. You can major in business management or accounting. Wait, that's a different commercial. And as we've discussed, email campaigns, follow-ups, and customer journey monitoring. Once automations like this are in place, your existing team will be set up for success and freed up to focus on big picture ideas and decisions that can help grow your small business. Thanks for watching How Can Small Business Use Automation, presented by Keap. If you want the next video in our series.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there because there's a lot of videos on this. And he was mentioning as we're into 2020. So obviously this has been going on for a while. So if you haven't done automation yet, it's probably time to start as we enter 2024. Put it on your goal. Here's some information if you want to be in contact. I'm going to stop my share and I'm going to open up for questions.